One of these Charizard cards could be worth more than £50,000. Can you tell which one? Hi, I'm Libby and I love Pokemon. In this video, I'll explain some things to look out for when you're trying to identify which Pokemon cards that you should be investing in. Okay, let's start with the big one. Charizard. At first glance, these might all look like the same card. They're actually all different. By far the most expensive version of this card is the first edition print. You can recognise this one by the first edition stamp on the left-hand side under the image. In a PSA 10, this card can fetch more than £50,000. The next most expensive version is the Shadowless version. Now, this is exactly the same with the exception that it doesn't have the first edition stamp. The term Shadowless refers to the box around the image. First editions are technically shadowless as well, and this can lead to some confusion, so make sure to check what you are buying. After Shadowless came Unlimited. You can now see a shadow around the box, and therefore this one is not shadowless. This is the easiest way to spot the difference between the variants. This card is far less valuable, but still an expensive card at this point. To add further confusion, Pokemon reprinted this card 2 more times. In Base Set 2, which was a reprint of the Base and Jungle expansions in the year 2000, and then they reprinted it again in 2016 as part of XY Evolutions. Just always make sure to check the set symbol. First editions are always generally worth more than their unlimited counterparts. One card to be careful of here though is Machamp from Base Set, which always had the first edition stamp, even in its unlimited form. On this card, it's particularly important to check for the shadow to recognise the early print. Some Pokemon are always ahead in their value because of their popularity, and Charizard is one of them. The shiny Charizard from 2019's Hidden Fate set sell for over £1,000 at the moment, even though there are already over 1,300 of them in the population at PSA 10. The number of cards that have received the highest grade for their condition is normally a significant indicator of a card's value, but there are far rarer cards that do not fetch this money, which you can only attribute to how much people love it. The Charizard VMAX Rainbow Rare was a very exclusive release in Japan, but it was recently announced that it's coming out in English in Champion's Path, and that set is to be released on the 25th of September. So it'll be very interesting to watch what happens to the value of both of them. Could be a good investment if you can get one early. Yes! There are another 2 Charizards in the set as well. The full art one that is available only in the ETB, and the shiny Charizard. Now this is a very interesting card as it's being released in English before it's being released in Japanese, and this doesn't happen very often. Charizard is a very popular card to invest in, but there are definitely other cards to consider that are more rare and exclusive. Knowing what to invest in is about recognising what makes a card's value increase. It could be because a card has had a more rare or exclusive release. It could be that there aren't many in the population. It could be that it's a hard card to grade, which means that the print quality of the card is such that it's often flawed, even when it's pack fresh. It could just be a case of popularity, like with the Hidden Fates Charizard. So, trophy cards. These are cards that were awarded at tournaments and as prizes for competitions. It's pretty cool. A lot of them have exclusive artwork that was only released in Japan. Some have extremely limited print runs and are very collectible. The most expensive of these is the Pikachu Illustrator card that was awarded to winning entrants across 3 illustration contests, and these were publicised in the Koro Koro comic, which is only available in Japan. This is the most expensive card in the hobby and is extremely rare. There is currently one on eBay for $1.6 million. Other notable trophy cards include the Kangaskhan Parent and Child promo card that was released through the Parent-Child Mega Battle tournament held in May 1998. How cool would it have been to have been to that? Oh my god. This card is one of few promotional cards to feature the original Pocket Monsters trading card game logo as a set symbol. The design on the backs of the Japanese cards changed in 2003, and generally, trophy cards with the old backs are more valuable at the moment. Another Japanese set that's been going up a lot in value recently has been the expansions known as the Vending series, that again were only available in Japan. Unlike regular expansions where a player would receive a number of cards from a booster pack, these cards were only obtained on randomised sheets from a vending machine, which the cards were peeled from, and that's where they got the name Vending series. So cool. That was lifted from Bulbapedia. Exclusive releases of cards are also worth noting, such as pre-release or staff versions of cards. These normally have stamps that distinguish them from their regular versions and make them more collectible. The Gari Gari Zarude card is one that is getting a lot of attention at the moment. Another option when looking to invest in Pokemon cards is to buy sealed products and keep them sealed. It's particularly true of old Pokemon sets released before 2003. Before 2003, Pokemon cards were printed by Wizards of the Coast, and this makes a genuine reprint of those cards impossible. So this means as more and more boxes are being opened, they're becoming more and more scarce, and the prices of them just increase. Some sets are so valuable sealed that they will probably never be opened, as their contents could never match their value sealed. Pokemon had a slump in popularity around 2005. Well, it's had a few. And sets from these times had a smaller print run and therefore are more scarce, which also drives a higher price. Sets like Aquapolis and Skyridge have become very sought after. Some of these boxes demand higher prices than older sets like Fossil and Rocket simply because of the lack of them in the market. If you're just starting out and looking to make your first investment in Pokemon, it can be very daunting and confusing to know what to buy, particularly if you, like me, don't have thousands of pounds to make your first purchase and can't afford that kind of a risk. Then it becomes even more about doing your research into what cards you think are going to pop. Remember that it's always a risk, and no one knows for sure what the future price of these cards will be. Tools such as PokeLector, PokemonPrice.com, the PSA Population Report and eBay are all endlessly useful research tools. I've put links to some of the main resources that I've used in the description below. Looking at lower grades of cards that are difficult to get a PSA 10 on are a good option. Or lower grades of particularly popular Pokemon cards, like Charizard and Pikachu. Try and identify sets that you think have got the potential to be investment worthy, such as Hidden Fates or potentially the new Champion's Path, that are only released in exclusive box sets, makes them a bit harder to get. Please leave a comment with any advice or ideas for people looking to make their first investments in Pokemon. See you soon, love you lots, please take care. Bye.